Hello there and welcome to another episode of Total Ramblings. This is going to be another unboxing video. This is one that I have been waiting for quite some time because I ordered this item back in July. It was a pre-order, it wasn't a Kickstarter or anything. This is an established supplier, and this is just the latest version of this particular product. And as I say, I ordered it in July and they've been fulfilling orders essentially, well, first come, first served in the order they were submitted, basically. And yes, it is what I thought it was. Otherwise, I wouldn't be continuing to make this video. Let me take that out there. There it is, ladles and jelly spoons. This is the Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope. In the box, the Dwarf 3 telescope, a carrying bag, a wipe cloth, a USB-C cable, magnetic solar filters and a pouch for solar filters. What can Dwarf 3 do? Moon, Sun, Lagoon Nebula, Milky Way, panoramas, bird. Ultra portable dual camera system for unparalleled viewing. Built-in filters, 60-second long shutter, ultralight, sun and moon, noise reduction, Milky Way, astromosaic, auto tracking and capture. And there we are back on the front of the box again. Made by Dwarf Lab, of course, out of China. Now, essentially, I already have a telescope and I have dabbled, and I mean dabbled, in astrophotography before. But in order to do it properly, let's imagine I want to take a picture of the aforementioned Lagoon Nebula. Obviously, it's a very long way away, and relatively speaking, it's quite dim in the night sky. And if you want to get a good picture of the Lagoon Nebula, or indeed anything that far away, you have to do a long exposure. If you do a long exposure, you're going to get star streak because the planet is rotating. So if you want to do a long exposure, you have to lock off, and essentially you have to have like a mechanism that would automatically track the item. What photographers tend to do, astrophotographers, is they'll take many different, listen to this, lovely. They'll take many different photographs of the same astral object, and they will use software to combine them all together. Now I can do long exposures. I'm not really set up for tracking without investing a lot of money, and I can't really do the compositing, the stacking of photos it's called, and you stack the photos and essentially you end up with one fantastic image. Now the Dwarf 3, in fact the Dwarf 2, and now the latest, the Dwarf 3, because this is brand new, I'm told will do this for you. It will do the stacking for you and produce an image. Now I've got one friend on Facebook at least who's kind of said he doesn't really see the point of, you know, because you're not actually looking at the thing yourself. I get that, but the thing is, with me and with my drones and all the rest of it, it's all about the image for me. It's all about getting a final image out that I can share with other people. I did get a couple of years ago a fantastic view of Jupiter and some of its moons, but I have always struggled with mounting a camera onto my telescope and getting a good picture. Anyway, here we go. So, nice little pouch, and I'd like to thank my wife for buying this for me because she didn't have to. I'm going to take all these things out of this box. So what's in the box? This box is now empty. Goodbye box. We've got the user manual for the Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope. Tells you everything that you get inside. Tells you what all the buttons are for. What all the different components are. There's an app, of course, that you can download to your phone to connect to the camera. There's an NFC connection. More instructions online. And then essentially we've got the rest of the same instructions again in different languages. So actually not much to the instruction manual. Here we've got a USB-C cable. Don't have many of those. Joke. Here we've got a little Dwarf Lab bag. Let me just undo this. I think I know what's in here. Yeah. Magnetic solar filters. Take this out. Like so. Take that out of there. And there we go. That's obviously for looking at the sun. Never look at the sun with your bare eyes or through glasses or binoculars or a telescope without some kind of filter, boys and girls, because you will destroy your eyes. We've got a little cloth for cleaning. Let's unwrap this, shall we? Here we go, Dwarf Lab. Very nice. Might as well unwrap this while we're here. Why not? Get rid of the baggie. Undo the twisties. I have a love-hate relationship with twisties. Sometimes they're fun, sometimes you just want to get on with whatever you're doing, but I guess it's better than having to cut string. At least you can use your fingers to actually, oops, sorry, undo this stuff. There we go. I think that's about 1 meter cable, that one. And then we've got this, which I think is a carrying strap for the bag. There we go. Carrying strap with a shoulder pad for the bag. And then the last thing in here, so there's a couple of little pouches in here. There's a zippered pouch at the top here. There's a section here, and of course we've got the actual main section. No front or there's a little side pouch here. I guess you could put something in there, maybe tripod perhaps, or maybe through there, or you could just attach this to another bag. I'll just put that on the floor for a minute. Here is the actual Dwarf 3. It's fairly weighty. I mean, not ridiculously so, but there's a fair bit of heft to it. Like I say, I like looking at stuff through telescopes, but for me, it's all about getting the image and being able to share that image with people and say, hey, look, I was able to get a picture of, I don't know, the Andromeda Galaxy or something like that. And it's, as I say, it's all about having something to show for it, for me. That's what I'm all about. So that's why I don't fly drones for the flying. I fly drones for the footage and for the photos and all that kind of thing. Empty bag. And there is the Dwarf 3 itself. So we've got a tripod mount at the bottom here. We've got some plastic covering the speakers. Okay. What else do we have here? I can feel something in there, but we need to turn it on. Oh, that's gone green. That's... There we go, look. Oh, it moved, it moved, it moved. What do I... Warning, high temperature area during operation. I've got no idea what to do now because I haven't read the instructions, but it turns on, right? Power button, ring light, yep, Number 3, NFC recognition area. 4, battery indicator light. 6 is the base. 7, main unit. 8, so there's a telephoto camera here and a wide angle camera here. There's a MAC address listed on here, a microphone and a speaker. Short press to power it on, long press to power it off. Goes red and it powers off. Short press to turn it on. And that's as far as I can go with it right now, until I pair it up with my app, which I guess I better go and do right now. See you in a minute. Okay, we have downloaded the app, the Dwarf Lab app, and we are first met with, there's an option to allow it to use your location. You can say once, or allow only while using, or don't allow, all the usual stuff. I'm going to connect. Allow Dwarf Lab to find devices. Allow. So it is on. It's found it. Connecting. Dwarf Lab wants to join the network. Yep, we can let it join the network. This is the first time I'm doing this, so this is as new to me as to anyone else. We have not done this before. Don't want to bother doing that. Don't want to find stuff on the local network because it's irrelevant. Connecting. Let's see how long it takes, shall we? So the ring light here is just circling at the moment, which I assume is good. This is also just circling. Definitely thinking about it. No, connection failed. Connect again. Yes. Again, thinking about it. Taking a while. Do. Talk amongst yourselves, everybody. Okay, failed. I'm going to pause the video here while I work out what's going on. Okay, it's about 10 minutes later. I'm now getting a new error message, unable to join the network. And I've had that one a couple of times, and then I get the other error. So now I'm getting 2 errors where I was getting 1. So it's basically getting worse. Do you know, I'm getting a real sense of deja vu from the 1980s here. In the 1980s, and a whole ton of different tech and technology and equipment and things came out, and they never bloody worked. And I'm getting a little bit of a sense of this, if I'm honest with you. And you're experiencing this along with me. None of this is scripted. I just can't connect. I can't connect to my brand new telescope, and don't understand why. I will continue. Okay, it's another 10 minutes or so later. I have, let's try this. I have turned off my phone, turned off the Dwarf Lab, reinstalled the app, done all that kind of stuff. I'm still getting issues. I've now given the app every single permission it's asked for in terms of, you know, accessing Bluetooth devices or finding devices on local networks. And I'm still getting a cannot connect error. So at the moment, this thing just appears to be a rather expensive paperweight. And here we go again. Yes, I would like to join that network. So I've given it location permission, I've given it Bluetooth permission, I've given it network permission. I've given it every permission you can possibly imagine, and I cannot get my phone to talk to this thing in any way. So, not the best first experience, I am afraid, with my Dwarf 3. My excitement has been somewhat beaten into submission, but then, you know, this is 2024 and I'm not allowed to have nice things, you know, like a family all at home and all the rest of that kind of stuff. Not allowed to have friends, not allowed to do anything in 2024. You can see I'm constantly cycling through and nothing is happening. The troubleshooting guide wants me to upload logs. However, I don't have any logs because it can't connect. So we're stuck in a circle. Yeah, failed again. Not really sure what to do now, if I'm honest with you. Okay, so we've had to try something drastic here. I've sent a stroppy email off to Dwarf Labs and their automated reply was, please send us the logs. What logs? It won't connect to my phone, therefore there are no logs. Tried with my iPad, first time. I'm going to activate it. Yeah, we are on the internet. How am I? This is right. Please connect to the internet. Well, I was on the internet and now you've made me connect to the Dwarf Lab. So how do I connect to the internet now through the Dwarf Lab? This makes absolutely no sense. No internet connection. Okay. So what do I have to do? Disconnect from the Dwarf Lab to activate it and then you'll say I'm not connected. I don't understand. Okay, let's try this. Activate. Please connect to Dwarf device. We're in a circle here, right? If I connect to the Dwarf device, I'm not on the internet. But if I want to activate it, I have to connect to the internet. That makes absolutely no sense. Sorry, what century are we living in? Are we in the 21st century? Absolutely bizarre. Right, STA mode I need apparently because I don't have a cellular connection on this iPad. So, okay. So we'll go to STA mode, which apparently allows us to use the same router. Okay, I know this because I looked it up on my phone. Right, we're now searching. This is the most unintuitive setup process I think I've ever had in my life. I'm just going to force you to look at me while I enter my Wi-Fi password. Okay, now the Dwarf Lab wants to connect to my Wi-Fi network. So we're going to try this again. I've never had a problem with any other device. Any DJI device goes through exactly the same thing, not an issue at all. And yet now it seems I've got to take my iPad with me every time I want to use this thing. My iPad, which doesn't have a cellular connection. So that's not very satisfactory, is it? Now we're having trouble. Ah, look, now we're having trouble connecting again. So we're back to this. Back to the same problem now, whereby now my iPad cannot connect. I'm going to come back to you in a minute, guys. Okay, So what I have done now is upgrade my phone to iOS 18.2 point something. And I am now finally connected to the Dwarf 3 via my phone. And I'm going to activate it. Activation success. Let's play. Right. Okay. Right. Let me just put the thing back down. I have to say, that was the most annoying faff to activate a device I've ever had in possibly the last 10 years. That was incredibly frustrating. And apparently it needs an iOS update. So just a word of warning, everybody. Right, ring indicator. So we're now solid. So we can turn that off, can we? Okay, nothing's actually happening. Turn them back on. Okay, nothing actually happened there. Okay, don't know really what's going on. New feature found. Oh, we need a database, an Atlas database download, which I did actually do earlier, but I've got to do it again apparently. It's 144 megabytes, and of course now I'm filming it, it's going at an absolute snail's pace. Before it did it blindingly quickly. I do have a gigabit connection speed here, but and now we've stopped. Yeah, see, we've stopped at 4 megabyte. Oh no, we're carrying on. As of course with anything, the moment you try and demonstrate it to somebody, it just likes to embarrass you and go ultra slow. So I'm not really having a very good day. This update did it in seconds before. Literally just a few seconds, and now this is just stopping about every 4 megabytes or so, and going very slowly, very slowly. I mean, I suppose at least it's not dial-up speeds, right? But anyway, this has been a bit of a trial, I have to say. I thought we were in the age where stuff just kind of worked out of the box, but apparently not. Apparently we are back to the 1980s, where lots of people had some very good ideas and lots of very nice, sexy gadgets came out, but they didn't work. I really hope that's not the case with this, because I've heard good things about the Dwarf 2. This one's brand new, obviously, so, you know, maybe it's got teething troubles, but I had a similar problem to this before. Our Blink cameras stopped recording. Turns out we needed an iOS upgrade. I have no idea why, because the phone was not required to interfere in the recording process. They are remote cameras and you can use them to play back videos and for live view, but apparently we had to do an iOS update. And, you know, we're living in a world where a device that might only tangentially connect to something and, you know, do so only every so often, apparently needs to be super up to date for the device to work, which is very worrying and slightly contradictory, in my opinion. But hey ho, we have finally connected to the Dwarf 3, and I want to finish this database upload. So, I will probably pause this video here. Okay, here we are. The Atlas database has finally finished downloading and has apparently updated. Okay, now what can I do here? Oh, I see. It doesn't actually turn off this display on the machine. It's just like showing it on the phone. Okay, I don't want to create a schedule. I'd like to just try it. Photo, right. Click here to switch between wide angle view with green frame and telephoto. Okay, right, this is our tutorial. Use the joystick to move the Dwarf device. Okay, use the dial wheel to adjust the joystick speed. Okay, click to select different modes. Okay, click to perform auto or manual focus. Okay. Explore distinctive features and configure your settings here. And then tap here for more guidelines. Got it. Okay. I mean, at the moment, it's stubbornly closed. So here you can tick between video and photo and astro. Yeah, okay. And then panorama, burst, time-lapse, auto capture. Yeah, okay. Right. I'd quite like it to open up. How do I get it to open up? I don't know the answer to that question. Joystick. Okay. Right. Right. Your device is currently the node device, control disabled. Okay. Okay, that takes us to Atlas. Don't want to go there for the minute. Settings, my device, device Dwarf 3. There's my MAC address, storage, 104 gigabytes of online storage. NFC update, IP address, activation status, firmware version. I'm going to reboot it because I've got no idea why this is refusing to move. Okay. Guys, again, I'm just doing this in real time. And as you can see, I'm struggling at almost every stage with trying to get it to do something. Okay, we're back on. I'm going to reconnect. See if this works. It's just restarted, so it might take a little while. Okay, there we go. Connecting. Join the network. Unable to join the network. So we're back to this again. Guys, not really sure what to do now. Connection failed. Connect again. Join the network. I've yet to see the lenses because it won't open up. And there's a piece of plastic here I want to peel off. Right, we're back in. Second attempt. Photo mode. Ah, right. So look, I don't know if you can see that. I've actually got it turning on the gimbal. So it is now turning. And here we go. Finally, ladles and jelly spoons, we actually get to see the lenses on the Dwarf 3. Yay! My God, that was an ordeal. Okay. I don't know why it thinks I want to buy something. And look, there we go. We finally have, look, I put my head here and it is looking at me. We can finally see that we do actually get a picture from our Dwarf 3. I've finally seen the lenses. We can peel this off. Well, that was difficult, wasn't it? Okay, now we press here to switch between the lenses, okay? So, and I'm going to, if you can see that on there, and we're going to take a photo. And we are going to go to the album. And there we go. That's our first photo of the Dwarf 3 looking at its new owner. Okay, right, guys, this was only meant to be an unboxing video, and it's turned into something else, which is a bit of a troubleshooting video. I am obviously going to take this outside at some point, but perhaps not today, because it is in fact pissing down with rain, as always. But look at that, you can see that lens in there, that looks quite nice. And there we go, that's the wide angle lens. So that's a telephoto lens, you can see there's a reflection of me in there. I don't really know what this is capable of yet, but I have to say, given the problems I've had getting it set up, I'm not super enthusiastic right now, but this was only an unboxing video. We finally got it working, yay! And I'm going to do obviously a follow-up video with some of the footage that I take. So hold fire, don't make any decisions yet until you see what I'm able to get out of this thing. It might take a few days because of course it's raining. Anyway, I'm being brutally honest in this unboxing. I'm not trying to fluff over anything. You've seen that I had some problems getting it going, but it is finally working. I would like to thank you for joining me for this episode of Total Ramblings. Please remember to do all the usual YouTubey stuff. Like, subscribe, share, comment, blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. Stay tuned for more output from the Dwarf 3. Let's cross our fingers that we have a better experience going forward. And thanks very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.